They say weddings are where dreams come true, where families come together, where love triumphs over everything. But what if I told you my son's wedding became the battlefield where respect, pride, and dignity were torn apart in front of hundreds of guests? What if I told you I walked out of that venue not as the proud mother of the groom, but as the woman who cancelled every last wedding payment after being humiliated by the bride herself? Before I take you into the heart of what happened, let me pause to say this. Subscribe now. Because this story will show you the hidden side of family, love, and betrayal. And once you hear it, you'll never look at weddings the same way again. Daniel was my world. I raised him alone after losing my husband. Every extra shift I worked, every sleepless night, every penny I saved, all of it was for him. And like any mother, I dreamed of the day I would see him standing at the altar, vowing his forever. When he first introduced Emily, I wanted so badly to like her. She was beautiful, yes, charming on the surface. But her eyes gave her away. Cold, calculating, dismissive. I brushed it off, told myself I was imagining things. But deep down I knew. She didn't want me in her world. The engagement came fast, a whirlwind of excitement for Daniel, and a storm of quiet dread for me. Still I smiled, hugged him, and told him I would cover the wedding costs. I had been saving for years, not just for emergencies, but for this day, his day. Emily's reaction wasn't gratitude, not even relief. It was entitlement. Of course she'll pay, I overheard her say once. That's what parents do. I swallowed the sting. My love for Daniel outweighed my pride. I told myself I could endure. But as the months passed, enduring became harder. The preparations turned into a nightmare. Emily wanted extravagance at every turn. Imported flowers, chandeliers for the hall, a dress that cost more than my car. Every time someone asked about budget, she didn't even blink. "She'll handle it," she said, gesturing toward me. And I did handle it. Quietly, painfully. I signed the checks, wired the money, watched my savings drain away. But at night, bitterness grew inside me like a weed. Was I just a wallet? Was my sacrifice invisible? Did she see me as nothing more than a stepping stone? Still I stayed silent. Still I smiled. Still I told myself, this is for Daniel. The wedding day dawned bright, golden, perfect. I wore a navy gown I had chosen carefully. Elegant but not loud. Respectful but proud. As I looked in the mirror, I whispered to myself, today, you see the reward of all those sacrifices. The venue sparkled. Guests laughed, clinked glasses, filled the air with joy. My chest swelled with pride. And then she walked toward me. Emily's eyes swept over me like knives. Her lips curled. Her voice, sharp, cruel, loud enough for those nearby to hear. "Why are you wearing that color? You look ridiculous. Didn't I tell you not to wear something so flashy? You always have to make everything about yourself, don't you?" The whispers around us cut deeper than steel. Heat flooded my cheeks. I opened my mouth to explain that I had chosen this dress carefully, that I meant no harm, but she cut me off. "From now on, you need to understand your place. Daniel is my husband, not yours. You've had your time. Now stay out of the way." The world tilted. Her words weren't just an insult. They were an execution. Years of sacrifice dismissed in seconds. Something inside me snapped. I straightened my shoulders, met her eyes, and with a calm I didn't recognize, I said, "You're right. This is your wedding. And since you don't want me involved, let me fix that." Pulled out my phone. The planner's number was already saved. Call. One sentence. Cancel the payments. All of them. Right now. The hall gasped. The band's hands froze mid-tune. The caterers paused with trays in hand. Emily's face went pale, then blotched red with fury. "You can't do this," she screamed. "This is my day." "No," I said softly, so only those closest could hear. "This was my gift. And gifts can be taken back when they're spat upon." And with that, the avalanche began. The caterers refused to serve. The decorators began pulling flowers from vases, stripping tables bare. The DJ snapped his laptop shut, muttering about unpaid invoices. Guests rose in confusion. Some left quietly embarrassed. Others stayed wide-eyed, hungry for the scandal. Emily shrieked, her voice bouncing off the crystal walls. She clawed at Daniel's arm, demanding, "Fix this. Tell her to pay. She owes us." But Daniel, my sweet Daniel. His eyes were shifting slowly, painfully. For the first time, the fog of love lifted. For the first time, he saw her as I had seen her all along. The bride's family rushed toward us, faces red with fury. Her mother hissed, "You've ruined everything." Her father barked, "Do you have any idea what you've done?" I stood tall. "I know exactly what I've done. I've stopped funding my own humiliation." The murmurs. The hall buzzed like a hive of wasps. Emily stomped her heels, her voice cracking as she shouted, "This isn't over." Then she stormed out, her gown dragging across the floor like a defeated queen's train. Her family followed, humiliated. The wedding, my son's wedding, was over. That night, Daniel came to my house. His suit was wrinkled, his eyes swollen from crying. He collapsed onto the couch, his voice barely above a whisper. "Mom," he said, "I didn't see it until today. Thank you." His heart was broken, but his future was saved. Time passed. The wounds healed slowly. And then one day, Daniel introduced me to Grace. She was nothing like Emily. Grace had kind eyes, a laugh that filled every silence, a heart that reached out to mine immediately. She asked about my health, cooked with me, respected the bond one shared with my son. When they married, in a simple, beautiful ceremony, I cried tears of joy. Not for the decorations, not for the cake, not for the music, but because my son stood beside a woman who loved him and respected me. This time I didn't have to cancel anything. This time everything was right. They say weddings reveal the truth of a couple, but I believe they reveal something deeper, the truth of respect. And if respect is missing, love will never survive. So hear me. Never let anyone, no matter how beautiful or charming, make you feel small. Because in the end, respect is worth more than all the money in the world. And that was the day my son's bride insulted me. So I canceled every last wedding payment. If you felt the weight of this story, subscribe now. Life writes the best dramas, and sometimes the hardest lessons.